get my mic a little closer, a little impromptu, but this is this is easily my favorite time of year. Um, and I just tweeted something that got me that just got me thinking. Well, not thinking, got me on where I have to talk about this because it's gonna actually probably belong to other stuff. This is my favorite time of year. It is all the time. Track is by far my favorite. Not even close. Um, as I as I tell people all the time, I was a track athlete that played, not the opposite way around. And I just tweeted something out, and it just has me going. I'm ready for the weekly rant. What's up, Mike? Um, this is gonna be a rant too. So this young lady, Alexis Brown, I hope I'm gonna pronounce the university right. It's Lenore Ryan University, I guess. It's a D. I think it's D2 school. Let me make sure. It is a D2 school. This young lady, last 2 days, um, in a heat run in the 200, I think she ran 22.3, which is floating. Broke the D2 record, PR, personal best. And she comes back this morning and runs 10.93 in 100. A legal 10.93 in 100. Breaks the D2 record, facility record, personal best, all that stuff, right? So then I do some research because 10.93 in 100 is getting it done. And it brings me to a like a whole bunch of things. I hope there's no syllabus or whatever. I hope I'm gonna make sense of all this because I'm gonna probably jump around. First of all, 10.93. I want people to understand this, especially with these new rules gonna come around, and it's always been this way. Is that there are girls, God, men and women in the lower level of athletics that can roll. You got a young lady that's and I respect the coach. I think it's Minnesota State. The Denisha Cartwright. I think that's where because I know Coach Parno. I don't know him, but I follow him. And I want to get the Minnesota State. So I was right. Went to Minnesota State. One of the best hurdlers in the world last year. Not a D1 school. Cardell Tinch with the Pittsburgh State. One of the best 110 hurdlers in the world. It wasn't a D1 school. Now you got this Alexis Brown young lady, D2 school. I want people to understand in track, there's speed everywhere. So think about that. There's speed everywhere. And just because you run a certain time doesn't mean you're going to be able to run on the next level. So I want people to understand there's no, like in football, there's obvious letdowns. And in track, not so much. There was, I'll never forget, a Texas relay a few years ago where there was a JUCO school that beat the D1 schools in the 4x8. Um, but it comes down to this. This is one thing that I did with Alexis Brown. I did some research because I was interested after reading these times, and then I hear she's in the portal. Damn. So she is a junior, I think. I think she's a junior when I was looking this up, but I just want to fact check myself. I think she's a third year junior. She is a junior. She's a junior, 3-year junior. So she's a true junior. So in those 3 years, I can even look at the progressions. What Tifa says on her progression. So when she got to Lenoir, she was 11.34. I don't know if these are her college numbers. 11.34 is the best time as a freshman. 11.04 last year. Now she runs 10.93. So whomever is her coach at Lenoir-Rhyne has created a program, created workouts, created whatever it is for her to reach her potential. And now she's going to bolt. Now, I understand in other sports the reason to bolt. Because in other sports, you're trying to reach another level where someone has to draft you. Football, if you're not, a lot of people say if you're not competing against the best talent, then how can we evaluate you well when you're obviously the best guy in D3? How can we evaluate you and give you a projection of what you would do on the next level competing against the best guys in the world in football? Same at basketball. Maybe you're a 6'8" point guard and the guys in D3 are 6-foot point guards and you're dominating. And how can we project what you do? Totally understand on that level. In track, it's different. There's no one defending you. There's no one that is prohibiting you from reaching your ceiling but yourself. It's you against the clock. It's you against the tape measure. Pretty much it. It's you against the clock and you against the tape measure. In track, that's all it is. You have young ladies who do events. Sha'Carri can't be more than 5'2", 5'3", and Elaine Thompson is probably 5'8". Doesn't matter. FloJo is probably 5'8", 5. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. No one can defend you. So for me, for this young lady to go through and be cultivated to this point in this sport and to bail is a one that's bothersome. Now that doesn't mean she's not doing it for the right reason. You don't know what's going on with her coaches, but it just hit me that this young lady has reached this level in her sport, and now it's bolting. Like I will say, the two individuals I named earlier, Cordell Tinch and Denisha Cartwright, actually stayed with their coaches the entire time. And I'm not saying that, iron doesn't sharpen iron, and maybe going to school with better sprinters that can test you and can improve your practices, can help you elevate yourself to even faster times. I'm not saying that. But I will say this to young prospective track athletes. This is where it really comes down to for me. I believe that the majority of your best coaches, honestly, in track and field are not at your bigger colleges. I'm gonna say that's just my opinion. Because how can I say? I just feel like at the bigger colleges, you are getting you are getting um you're getting the top level athletes from all over the world. It's not even just from this country. It even brings up a whole another thing. Um, which brings up a whole nother level of, are you coaching? Are you really improving someone who already came to your institution, already running a 10 as a guy, 10-2 in high school? Like, what's your level of coaching a person who's already an elite level? It's like it's like you can almost not you you can in essence almost throw any workout out there and they're going to improve. But when so you could take a 10, so let's just say now you go to one of these other colleges and you have an 11-2 guy and y'all connect because you're a great coach and you are programming your workouts. It meshes well with the guy and what he's done in his life. And now you get him down to a 10-1. To me, that's more impressive. To me, there's to me, I think as a high school athlete coming out of high school, going to college, you need to find the track program and the track philosophy that matches you more than just finding out, oh, I can go to LSU, Arkansas, Georgia, Florida. Although Coach Holloway is a beast, I shouldn't put him in this example. But what I'm saying is that some of your best coaches that can potentially have you progress better when you're not an elite athlete is not on a D1 level. The what's the um my mind is killing me right now. Um because I really like this coach too, and now he has moved on to give me a second, y'all. There's a coach that coach Trevor Bassett and Pringle at Ashland University years ago, and then he moved on. I'm trying to figure out his name, and I should know his name because, um, like I said, I follow him, and he is a dude. He is a great coach, and I'll find it later. But the guy, Coach Trevor Bassett at Ashland University, and he helped him progress. And as a guy that ran the 400 Pringle for Ashland, he progressed that guy to be one of the best 400-meter runners in college at Ashland. I think there's a pole vaulter. What is it? Moon that pole vault at Ashland too. Some of you like there's a decathlon coach that I don't know if he's still at Union College. It's probably before the guy at Illinois now the used coach at Georgia. Probably the best decathlon coach in the U.S. And he was coaching. He coached at Oregon, but then he was coaching at Union College. So if you want to be a decathlete years ago, would you go to LSU or would you go to Union College, who has probably the best decathlon coach in the country? So for me, just since I heard that, Alexis Brown got me to all these things of thinking about track and track. There are a lot of situations where going to the fit and a coach is so important. There are, like, for example, the um uh, I just heard this. Um Jamisa Ford, run for South Carolina. She, when she was running track, coming up through the summer league, the summer programs and stuff, she said that her coaches were more endurance based um, practices. So when she got recruited to South Carolina, she was more of a 400-meter runner. When she got to South Carolina and started sprinting, they realized she is really great sprinter. So she went from going to South Carolina as a 400-meter runner, ended up being one of the best 100, 200-meter runners in the country in college as a freshman, now as a sophomore. So therefore, sometimes you have to find a program that fits your kind of like what you've been doing, or if you feel like you want to change it up, you can change it up. But you also got to find a fit, because sometimes you have these long to short programs or short to long programs. I know I'm talking track right now. If you are you come from a situation where y'all do more sprints than or more short work, maybe as a 40-meter runner, y'all go from 250s and down, and the longest you'll probably run is a 300 in practice. These programs, your 40-meter runner that runs 600s and 700s. So if you're one of those, you've been programmed, the 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 program you've been running under would have been 250s and under. Why would you go to a program that will have you running 600s, even if it might be Coach Holloway? Maybe that doesn't fit your body, your energy system, so to speak. It might break your body down when you go there, and then people wonder why this person is not progressing like they was progressing in high school, and in the summer circuit, when they go to this big colleges, maybe what they're doing doesn't fit. So think about that when you picking your college, because I just started this thing off with Alexis Brown, Lenore Ryan, D2 is running a 9.3. Let me see what the time. What was the fastest time in the SECs this outdoor? Let's see what won 100 for the women this year. 11:06. Demisha Ford won 11:06. That won SECs this year. Yee. So her time would have won SEC. That's not saying that Jamisha would not won that in June at national, but I'm just saying that's how fast that is. And for me, I think leaving that program doesn't mean it's going to definitely hurt her, but it has the potential. And it just brings me to the thing of with track is, man, you gotta track is even more important of you finding a coach who has the same vision as you, whom next with you, whom has the training fits your body, fits your training. Um, that doesn't totally shock your system where things go awry. There have been a whole bunch of high school athletes that go to college and flame out in track. And it's simply because they have gone to the wrong training program for them. Even though it might be a great um, program, a winning program, that winning program doesn't fit everybody. Sometimes you have to do due diligence as in any sport, but really find a coach that has the same vision as you. Like for me, it's gonna be interesting. I think Quincy um committed to Florida, I think that's a pretty good. I think Coach Holloway knows how to press 400-meter runners without running them into the ground, because that's another thing that athletes have to understand is that if you are a sprinter in a sprint college, you're probably going to run 1-2 mile relay. If you are that good, you're going to run 1-2 4x1, 1-2 4x1, 4x4. Because every sprinter should be able to run a 400. Now, are you ready for that? Maybe in high school, your coach stretched you the furthest is to the 200. Now your college coach, who's trying to maximize his number of scholarships, Brent Holloway did long jump, hurdles, 4x1, 4x4 at Florida. A lot of people don't know he did long jump. So always find track. You have to look like in football. For me, you find your DB coach. What's the scheme? Do you fit the scheme? What's the number of players in front of you? All that stuff is fine. But in track, you really have to ask the right questions about what are y'all practices? What is an actual workout? What's an early season workout? What's a in season workout? What is the competition workout? Like you need to find all that out, because if they're doing stuff that you might need to find another situation. The other thing and last thing I think I want to talk about, and I'm bothered by this a lot, is I'm sick and tired of hearing these freshman people in track coming from Europe, and they're freshmen because of their first year in college at 26 years. It's already bad in football, but you have in this situation in track, you probably reach your peak physically. Your prime is probably at age 27, 28. Maybe 27, 28, 20. I think that's probably on. And if you get someone that comes from Italy that's 26 years old running against an 18, that 26-year-old is close to their prime. I think that's bullshit. Then I label them as a freshman. I think it's ultra bullshit. I know that's semantics, and you still got like if you're 18, I came to college at 17. And I was playing football against 22, 23-year-olds. That's fine. You get to that 26. Come on, man. It is total BS. It is total BS. Trying to petition NCAA, saying this and that, because solely for the reason of prolonging their career to make more money is BS. And it's even worse. And have these men and women come in, especially the foreign delegation, come in as freshmen whom over the age of 25 or even over the age of 23. Let's just go 23-year-old freshman. I think it's BS. There's nothing you can do to stop it. I don't think there's any way in it, but I just think we need to do something about that. I'm an 18-year-old and I'm running conference against I'm in the finals of the 100, and there's 8 other people that are 26-year-olds. I know this is not what happened. I'm just saying, and I'm 18. Come on, man. I just think I guess that's not the last thing. I got one more thing. This thing yesterday came up. I saw it from Larry Vault. He brought up the, I guess there was a regionals, 1A regional in Kentucky. At the timing, the time of the FAT for the track meet didn't work. Something happened, and they have to redo the track. That is crazy. I've never heard of a redo of the whole. I've heard of stuff where the weather affects it. Maybe there's lightning, getting these lightning delays, and you have to move it the next day. I've heard, but to redo because timing's device faulty is a new one, and it brought me to a whole bunch of things. Because for me, when I ran track in high school, I ran we I ran in the our school ran in the best district, the best region in 2A by far. Like the winner, the state champion, and the runner up, 4 years. I'm pretty sure. I know the last three. The 4 years I ran in high school came from our region. So the winner and the runner up. So I know Kentucky's different, but in our region, right now it's the top three out of the region qualify for state. That's it. So there's three regions. The top three in each region make. There's 9 athletes. And this year in my region, I had fourth place high jumper, fourth place long jumper, fourth place triple jumper that didn't make it to all three of, and all those athletes, those events would have finished top three in the other two regions. Always when I triple jumped my region, top three out of four guys that stayed was from our region. First, second, fourth. The fifth and sixth guy would have finished fifth and sixth at state if they would have been able to jump in the state meet. And for me, it got me to thinking that why can't we just have qualifying more? And this meet at Kentucky got me. It's like, well, maybe that's not the way either, because the reason why they have to redo it is because apparently Kentucky take the top two and then the next 10 fastest times. Because I think Kentucky must have prelims. So because they got to find the next 10 fastest time, they got to redo the meet because I think some of those athletes that were not top three, they didn't get times. Somehow, some way, they didn't get times. So therefore, how do you know if they would not have been a top? So that's the problem. So then it got me thinking of kind of unfair for a lot of things. Because for me, I don't trust measuring at all these track meets because all these track meets that you run in any state are not certified. So there's not someone certified in these results. So how do you know that someone is not really jumping X amount of feet or throwing X amount of feet because they could be measuring wrong? No one can confirm that unless you have someone that certifies these. So that means you need a certified official at every track meet in your state. I'm not sure that's plausible. So therefore, how can you have a qualifying standard when you can't verify the distances? Now the times you should be able to qualify, you should be able to verify because they're all FAT. I thought until now you have this issue. So I don't know how you rectify these things because sometimes in the state meet or even like in the summer track at AAU Junior Olympics or USATF Junior Olympics, you will always have this athlete that's qualifies a distance that is way or a time that's way stored distance way shorter than everybody else that qualified. You're like, how did they qualify? Well, they were in a weak region of the country. So now you just took out potentially 2, 3, 4 spots for someone that's in another region that just didn't finish top whatever allows you to qualify, and you're not able to go to the Junior Olympics. Again, I don't know how you can rectify this. I thought I had a reason, so I just heard in Kentucky with them having to redo a meet. So now that just scraps all the thought process out. Because if that's the case, it would be it's not a exact science. Unfortunately, I can't even think of anything right now that would make an exact science. But I think there's some way in high school sports that in track you gotta find a way to have the best whatever athletes at the state meet, not just happenstance someone in a good region, bad region able to qualify for state without a great time or a great distance. That's just all right, y'all. I appreciate y'all letting me ramble for 30 minutes. Um, track season is up on us. Y'all track people. NCAA East and West region, I think starts on Thursday. Um, and professional track circuit definitely underway. Grand Slam, Diamond League has started. Continental has started. I think a Themo runs today this evening. Like that's if you love track, the time of year.